My gourd is trying to come back out from the birds. There's like a little tiny speck there. I don't have a lot of hope, but we'll see. I think this is the chocolate habanero. Just like when I had it indoors, full of flowers, zero fruit. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. My ginger finally came up. Here's a piece, here's a piece, and here's a piece. This is Morning Glory that volunteered here. But that's been in the ground, I don't know, 2 months or so. And it's just now getting to this point. Started out faster in the house. My fruit cocktail tree. Something's been nibbling on it here and there, but still alive. It's supposed to be I think it's a 6-in-1. So it'd be interesting to see what all I got, because I'm seeing more than 6 points on the stalk, which means I'm guessing that some of these on the bottom might be from the original, oh, what do they call that? The grafted stock. I'm not sure. It's the first time I'm growing a tree. I ain't got no business doing this. I ordered it, didn't even remember I ordered it. Ordered it in the middle of the winter. Had the thing in a box for about a month. Put it out in the cold because I thought it was dead. And lo and behold, it started growing. It was all luck. This thing grew despite me. In spite of me. I can't remember who, but somebody just posted a video about how food wants to grow. And if that ain't the truth, that is so true. This was an exciting discovery. Oh, look at that. What beautiful coloring. Anyway, my mini harvest pumpkins have pumpkins on them. It's my first time growing them, so I don't know that they're pollinated or not. But there's a bunch of them on there. And I guess I'll wait and see if things just fall off or what. It's my first time growing pumpkins. I actually had more and it was doing a lot better. But I hadn't been back here, I would say, in a good week. And it had grown fairly long. And so the groundhogs were able to get to it and they were eating it. See? So probably could be further along, except I wasn't keeping an eye on it. I let the animals get to it. Back here is some red giant mustards. And I got beans. I don't know why the birds aren't picking at this. They're picking at everything else, but not the beans. So maybe I'll get lucky and get some of these. I am getting some of my peas from the other side of the garden, but not a whole lot. A few here and there, and I'm grateful for those, but only enough to eat in the garden, not enough to do anything with for real. Still keeping an eye on my walking onions. They're doing great. Take a look. And they don't just multiply by the little bulb. I think they, what are these? Bulbils? Something like that. But they also divide. So if I can maybe get in here and show you. Nah, I really can't. But I was looking, I started out with 2. These have divided into 9 plants. Plus all these little baby onions that I'll hopefully be able to root at a later date. So that's pretty amazing. That's a volunteer tomato. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to think. I want to say it was the Atlas hybrid that was in here last year, maybe. Or were those seeds new? I don't know. I don't know what was there. I think this is the black strawberry tomato. That's what it looks like to me. It's my first time growing it. It was a new seed from Baker Creek. I threw some seeds down today. Some jewel nasturtiums, some Sumter cucumbers. I think those are supposed to be done in like 50 to 60 days. And then the 42-day tomato. I did this tomato last year, but I didn't keep track of when I started it and the progress of it. So this year I am doing that. But as I recall, it grew crazy fast last year, and it gave me, I want to say, probably a dozen fruits in a short amount of time. Decent sized ones. If I'm remembering correctly, they were, I don't know, in the 3-4 ounce range. I'll have to check the videos. I did another big chop on the thyme tower, and it gave me one, I want to say, 12-ounce ball jar. Does that sound right? Anyway, I got a lot. And I'm sure this is definitely not my last harvest. I just hit it with some fish emulsion. It'll green up, it'll be fine, and the new growth will be fine, and I'll just harvest again and again and again and again, and I'll always have time. I found another spot where some strawberry spinach, self-seeded. I think it grew in here last time with the coleus, and so I'm not surprised that that came up there. I do have tomatoes on the way. Oh, look at the bugs hard at work. I do have tomatoes on the way. Haven't picked a one yet. I have gotten 3 peppers so far, but no tomatoes yet, but they're coming. Just like the cocktail tree, these tomatoes are growing without my help, and I'm so proud of them. You guys are troopers. Thank goodness I mulched them. They have not had any heat damage yet. We're about to have another crazy week of high temperatures, but I'm feeling good about it because they are fine. I'm gonna have to pull that lettuce. I've been pulling out all my little lettuces because they're getting bitter now. So let's see what's going on here. Oh, this big smile sunflower. Reason I got it is because it has all these little, it throws off all these little babies. So that's not done yet. I wish I would have did more sunflowers, but I did a lot of flowers this year, especially compared to last year. So I didn't want to take up too much of my growing space with flowers. Over here, you guys know my Black Eyed Susan vine, giving me all the sunshiny joy it can. What else is going on here? Yeah, I got some pockets to fill, and I don't know what I'm gonna put in there. I'm still doing the whole what all can I plant that groundhogs won't eat thing. So we know they don't like lemon balm, they don't like zinnias, they don't like lamb's ear. What else did I have down there? They didn't like thyme either, but I got more thyme than I know what to do with. I don't know. And I don't want my balm down that low. I want it up where I can harvest it, at least on this 3rd tier. My scented geraniums are doing fantastic. I have my eyes on a pine scented one that I'm going to be using to grow indoors. And I will be using that for teas and for hanging in my closets to make my sachets. deter the moths and the buggies. What's happening over here? Pineapple sage is doing really good. I want it to get a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to take some cuttings. Because as we learned from my mistake in bringing them home, these can root up really easily. You can take cuttings. I've been harvesting peas, but I only have a couple plants, so I just have a few that I harvest while I'm out here and eat. Nothing I can do anything with, but that's okay. Here's another one of my Senate geraniums. This one's flowering. They're really not grown for the flowers. They're grown for the scent. Although you can use them. You know what? I'm not going to go into it. I'm going to make a video about these because I never see anybody who has them besides the citronella one. And that one's nice too. I think I have that one too. Yeah, I do. I have that one as well. But there's more info on that might give people more interest in scented geraniums. And so I think that's going to be one of my upcoming videos. So, spoiler alert. I managed to save 2 little pieces of borage. And they're about to flower. That's exciting. Strawberry spinach. It's beautiful. I just can't get over the color. Over here I have peppers coming on. I think this is a yellow monster. My onions are doing really nicely. I have way too many of them and I don't care. If I have to freeze them all, then that's what I'm gonna do, but I am just ecstatic. These onions do resemble what the onions look like that you get in the grocery store, aside from the size. And that's okay. I rarely use a big old onion because I cook for one. So these are great for me. Here's the Cherry Falls tomato. It too is putting on fruit, setting fruit. Back here you can see my Fiesta pepper, cayenne Fiesta pepper is fruiting. Bunch of little tiny fruits. They're hard to see on here. These 2 containers had a big spill. I don't know what happened, if it was weather, if it was a groundhog, I don't know. Both of these were on the ground one morning, and so there was damage done to some plants. I tried to stuff them back in here. Some are gonna make it, and looks like some are not gonna make it. A lot of the onions had their tops broke. So that was pretty heartbreaking. Oh, that was so sad. Same over here. This one looks like it fared off a little bit better, but at least my peppers didn't get hurt. And my calendula looks fine. I moved my oregano from inside of the house. What is this? Cuban oregano. Cuban variegated oregano. I moved it outside. Moved this outside a couple days ago. I didn't even harden it off. I just put it up under the porch here. And it's doing great. It's fine. No worries. All right, here's my red gaillardia. I think in the last video I called this the red painted daisy. I was wrong. This is the red gaillardia. I got this from the same place I got my 6-in-1 fruit tree, which was eburgess.com. I still have a whole bunch of collards. Collards are slow to bolt, so I'm gonna have these for a while, I'm pretty sure. I'm eating some and I'm using some for for feeding my plants. The marshmallow that I started from seed are looking really good. Finally getting a little size to them. I have 2 fig cuttings. One I threw in this container. It's next to my compost in place, layering down in there. And it's doing a lot better than the one that I haven't planted yet. But that one's still hanging on too. When I get to the new house, I'll get those into some proper containers. But for now, this has got to work. And that celery I found that volunteered and transplanted, most of it is still alive, so not bad. This is clearly the Chinese pink celery. My shallots are all doing great. They've all started dividing, so that's good news. I'm pretty thrilled with my perpetual spinach. I think it's actually a chard, but it tastes more like a spinach, I think is what they say. And I would agree with that. I like it a lot. So my purple tree collard survived. I only got the one, but that's all I need. I kept it in the house over the winter, and then I brought it outside, and it's finally starting to take off. I need it to get a lot bigger because the plan is to then do the same thing, take cuttings and then keep it in the house and then have it for next year, because I don't live in a zone where this can perennialize. Not here, not with the winters we got. Is anybody else as impressed as I am that these Dollar Tree stackable containers can grow onions? I mean, it makes sense. They don't have huge root systems, but still, this is not a lot of dirt. These things can dry out. You gotta watch where you put them. And you don't want your onions drying out. I'm doing pretty good keeping them well watered. But what a surprise. I don't know. I'm shocked. And I'll end it here with my hanging basket I made with the petunias, the polka dot plant, and the black eyed Susan vine. I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy growing.